Hello again, friends, fellow painters, and YouTubers who went down a rabbit hole. Hopefully you'll be happy here. How are you today? I hope everybody is doing great. Yesterday I did a painting with some just amazing colors, and it's back there drying right now. I want to see if I can do it again. Well, a little different, of course, but the colors are just fantastic, and I'm going to have to figure out how to redo that Merlot because it's that is just the best color ever. And with the colors that I chose, it just pops. So we're going to do my scraping technique or swipe technique today. So I will be using my little guys like this, and this one, I don't know if you can see that here. This will be better. It's white. This one is just, I just randomly cut out spots in it, little chunks out of it. Didn't have a plan, but I thought it might be kind of cool just to have something a little different. And it actually does something incredibly different, which is really pretty cool. It almost makes, when you put it down and pull it, it almost leaves like paisley marks behind it. All the paint goes together and almost like a little rainbow, and then it just goes down. Really kind of cool. I didn't know that happened. I didn't know that that's what was going to happen when I first did it, but that's what happened, and I'm actually really happy with how that turned out. So for the most part, I just used this one. I want to say it's about maybe 1.5 inches wide, and just long enough for me to really hold on to it. Tape actually helps as well, other than to just find it on the side of the table when I have lost it. It does give you a little bit of extra grip. We are going to start with a little bit of brown. Now on this, because I do want cells to show up, let's kind of help shake it up a little bit. So you just go along, it looks like a Dutch pour. It ends up not being a Dutch pour, of course, but you do it just like you would a Dutch pour in the beginning. When you're adding the color, that's the style that you should use. That type of idea. There doesn't have to be any kind of specific pattern, because we're just going to pull it anyway. That's my Merlot. Oh, I love that color. I'm going to be hard pressed to figure that out, but I have to. That's just way too beautiful. So here we go. And we got black. Oh, I didn't tell you my colors. This is a Sargent Art and Fine Touch Mars Black 50-50 mix. I overmade both of those colors the other day to fill my bottles, and so I just put them together because it's black and they're the same consistency. So this is my Merlot. I called it my Merlot. It's from Drippings a while back. This one is a Folk Art Pure Metallic Gold, Apple Barrel Brown. Showed you the black, and then the gray is also kind of a dripping. So where were we? Let's get the black in here. As always, don't do a crazy amount of black because it will take over. And here's the gray. I don't have a lot of this left, but it should be just enough. Should be. Let's hope. Because I like gray. Okay. Now I am going to do this on the sides for right now, because when you first do this, it'll try to pull that paint and you'll get this horrible, it's just not good in the center there. It just doesn't look right when you have it done. So the beginning of this is really pretty simple. If you ever want to try this, you just take this, start somewhere about in the middle so that you do leave some paint in the middle, just in case you screw up a line, you need to pull a little more back. or you're just not happy with that line, you can redo it. You can see how that ends up differently from all of this. That was a second swipe. So the first swipe kind of takes a lot of the white with it, so it keeps it the lighter colors, some of the top colors. But when you press down, when you do a second time, or if you press down in farther, it will bring out more of those colors. So if you do want an area that's a little more dramatic, if you have something that you want to have maybe both just straight up a normal or a really dramatic piece, press just a little bit harder and bring out more of those colors. Or do 2 swipes. I've been pulling it over the corner. I don't know how many times I've stressed on other videos to not do that, and I did it. So even though this was really cool, I have to swipe it again. Of course you can, like this over here, end up swiping just a little too much. So you can add paint in a little spot and use it to bring in color. Now normally I would probably re-swipe this right here and that right there, but it's actually kind of a nice balance. They're perfectly offset from each other, and I really like that. So, and the other thing too is this one kind of has that flat, like this one does over here. Kind of balances. Okay, I'm going to torch this. You can already see all of the cells that are coming up completely on their own. Pretty happy with that. Kind of does a little wave in the center there. Gives a little bit of character. But because of all of these fabulous cells that are coming up, I'll do another video where I do more of the scraping. But I don't know what it is about these colors. I just love them so much. I don't want to mess with them. I like it. This is just, I'll give you a close-up of that. It is just amazing, those cells. And you kind of have to leave it to do its own thing. After a while, they'll keep popping open, and you'll see just more and more beautiful cells as it settles down, as the paint kind of goes into each other or around each other, however the flow. I'm actually seeing more spots, so I'm gonna, or bubbles, I'm gonna see, yep, see they're breaking open as the air bubbles come up. More cells will be created and opened. So that's why sometimes I will, when I put it down in the center, I'll torch it. Sometimes, not every time, but this one I did not torch. And look at all those cells. So there was plenty of air in what I put down. Okay, I will give you guys a close-up here, and then we'll wait till it dries, and I'll show you how it turned out. Happy painting! Okay, here is still wet, but a little bit later you've got all these cells over here opening up. The edge, that is going to be some serious shimmer right in there once I get the resin on it. And here you've got, oh my goodness, look at that, right down the middle of the painting right there, just this beautiful bit of cells. Look how it's going down the black right there. Just, that is so cool. Just followed right along. And then of course you have this corner over here. Oh my goodness, look at that. It's just so pretty. All those cells. It's amazing. And it did it again there too with the black. Just followed it. One little streak right there. Alright, so if you liked this, let me know. Click that button down there and tell me what you think. If you don't, go ahead and tell me what you think too. I'm happy to hear all of it and see what you guys think of this particular style. Yeah, it's still a little bit there, but there we go. That is it. Can't wait for this to dry.